The Powerpuff Girls were born! Using their ultra superpowers, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil!
But were those forces really that evil? The Powerpuff Girls is one of the greatest forms of propaganda that we saw as kids growing up. Yes, they were superheroes and all of those things, but they also embodied literally the definition of propaganda. This whole series was the idea that I took three of the favorite villains from the Powerpuff Girls and recreate them in the ways in which they were often seen and portrayed. Beat up by the hero, thrown in jail, everybody safe. When in reality, we know that the Powerpuff Girls use a lot of abusive power in order to quote-unquote catch said villains. Within this series, I did not trace anything. Everything was hand-drawn out. The three villains that were painted: Mojo Jojo, him, and Fuzzy Lumpkin. Mojo Jojo probably got it the worst. The Powerpuff Girls literally went to jail and beat the dog spit out of him for a crime he didn't even commit. If that's not police abuse of power, I don't know what is. But anywho, let's go ahead and talk more about the technique of the painting. Here I am editing the lines, getting all the details together and everything like that. When I started this painting and all the paintings, I started with the back color first, and then I went in and painted over top and put all the villains on top of their background colors, which I think came together really nice. I wanted to use the paint markers in order to show like that comic book art kind of style. These are acrylic paints. After using the paint marker, I went in with some white in order to really make it pop out and highlight like the wetness in the eyes and the hairs. Just give it a little bit more detail while staying in that realm of cartoon / comic book style. There's actually an episode where Mojo Jojo had the ability to take over the world, and he wanted world peace. He reached for all of those great things. Now, as the title suggests, the Powerpuff Girls are the propaganda girls in reality, using any means necessary in order to quote-unquote catch the bad guys. But again, the bad guys are just the common folk. There is no super evil villain that's out here in the world. Propaganda is the idea that police can use extreme means, such as killing citizens, things like that, in order to catch criminals and stop crime. But research will show you police don't stop crime, right? Crime rates don't go down because there's more officers out there. But moving on, here I am painting my next character, one of the coolest villains in the show, him. Him is one of those characters that is demonized and looked down upon and was very edgy for this time frame, because as we know, the LGBTQ plus community is oftentimes frowned upon just by society in general. So for a show in the 90s, early 2000s to kind of push the barrier with this was, it was pretty racy for its time, so to speak. But showing a trans person or someone who may dress in drag as a villain literally shows that gay people or drag queens are villains, when we know that's not the case at all. But I think him has some really cool aesthetics as a character. A lot of the stills within the show, he kind of comes off as like this very just elaborate villain he's definitely one of the smoothest villains in the show. But again, it's just a common person, right? But the Powerpuff Girls, any kind of interaction would beat the dog mess out of them. And then the final character in this series, Fuzzy Lumpkin, I feel like he kind of represents more so that lower class person where all he wanted was for you to stay off his lawn, right? isn't America big on like gun laws and gun rights and all of that? So if you were trespassing, you know, that's what he presented you with. And he's one of those characters that just wanted to stay to himself for the most part, right? Of course, there's episodes where that kind of blurs the line a little bit, and that's across the board, but you still have to make it interesting for people to watch. But this series was one of those series that really made me take a deeper look into how cartoons are formulated for people to observe and how they can mirror or reflect real life. And I didn't really realize it until my friend pointed it out. And she's the one who commissioned me for this. Shout out to her. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I really enjoy cartoons. It's some of my favorite things to watch. These final shots are just all the pieces in their entirety with a few little close-ups of the details. Here we have Mojo Jojo going for world peace. And he was literally rated and treated like crap for trying to achieve world peace. Thank y'all for watching. Please make sure you like,